I'm Jacob.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
'22 Ford Bronco.
The Raptor without launch control. That's pretty good for this thing.
Horsepower and torque.
418 horsepower, 440 pound-feet of torque from a 3-liter EcoBoost V6.
So this is not the same motor as the F-150 Raptor.
No, this one gets a 3-liter V6. The F-150 Raptor gets a 3.5-liter V6. And I do want to say that having to now say F-150 Raptor is kind of annoying because before it was just Raptor, yeah.
Oh, wait till they get the Edge Raptor.
Yeah, and then the EcoSport Raptor
and the Mav Raptor.
Mav Raptor, yep.
Okay, but how does this sound compared to that new F-150 Raptor that has the trumpet exhaust that sounds like a 350Z?
Yeah, this doesn't have that trombone loop because the car is physically shorter than an F-150, so it doesn't have that GTR sound anymore. It still sounds pretty good. Let's take a listen from the inside. Let's take a listen to the outside as well.
I like the 6-cylinder sound, but obviously if it was a V8, it'd be way cooler.
Yeah, the Jeep 392 still definitely sounds way better than this, but that's not really what this is about. This is for on-road and off-road antics, and I'm going to send it through Cliche Corner, and dude, this thing is a riot. I've got the suspension in the softest mode, and it is so much fun.
It's pretty good for on-road, and considering how good it is in Baja for all like the press footage and stuff we've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, this rips like that Jeep does. Obviously, the Jeep would be faster 0 to 60, but man,
for turns, I feel like this destroys that Jeep.
I think so. And this is on 37s. Like, these are big tires, just like the optional package on the F-150 Raptor.
And then this one comes in orange, just like your Raptor, just like the other Raptor we had was like red.
Yeah, but this is code orange, which is only available on the new Raptors.
And this doesn't have the Raptor splash. What the heck?
Yeah, what the heck? Actually, I think it looks better without that package because I saw Doug's video. It had that graphics package.
I feel like a Raptor has to have the splash.
Yeah, no, but the type of package this has is not as good of a graphics package.
And hey, Ford Raptor grill.
Yes, we got a big old Ford logo up there. Not logo, we got the word up there. And we have ambers up front for the actual DRLs. And then we have the 3 marker lights because this is so wide. It is actually 0.3 inches wider than an F-150 Raptor.
I waved to a guy in a Jeep from this and he waved back. I'm like, what are you doing?
That guy, yeah, he was probably tricked. He's like, yeah, I thought we were friends.
But these look so sick with the amber lights at the front compared to the white.
Yeah, like even if it didn't have the marker lights, like just the circles for the headlights.
No, it needs the marker, it needs the all match.
I know, but even without those, it looks better than the whites on the regular Broncos.
But you can't have amber unless it's full width.
Yes.
It's a whole package.
No, I know.
They're going to have dude Broncos soon and stuff.
Hey man, you know how much I love my 3 amber lights in the front. So anyways, I think it looks amazing. The proportions of this car are actually comical. Sorry, truck, because everyone's going to get mad at me. It looks...
truck?
I think it's a truck.
Aren't people going to want to call it an SUV? The truck people are going to be like, there's no bed, it's not a truck.
Well, I know. But the thing is, you can't call this like a Jeep.
Call it an SUV, dude. Call it an SUV.
Nah, I'm going to call this a truck. You call this a SUV. I think the proportions are comical because it's so wide, and like the shorter wheelbase and stuff like an F-150 Raptor, this looks amazing on the road. It's kind of ridiculous because of how wide it is, and the way that they did the fender flares kind of look bad, but in a good way.
I like it all. I think it looks super cool. And I don't think it looks that much crazier than a normal like Sasquatch.
Well, I mean, compared to this Everglades that we also have, I think this looks way bigger, better, and crazier.
I think it looks way crazier than a normal like no fender flare Bronco, but like compared to Everglades, still pretty gnarly looking.
I think they could have integrated the fender flares a little bit better, but for actual bushwhacking and whatever, these are easily replaceable, so I understand why they did that.
Bushwhacking.
I assume that's what you call it.
I think that's when you have like a machete in the night.
Yo, whatever, man.
Bushwhacking.
And then the taillights look different enough from the regular Bronco that I think they look good here as well.
Yeah. It overall looks awesome, and it's very noticeably a Raptor.
Yes, and then also driving position, looking through my rear view, because we have 37-inch tires, I see nothing. If there's cars behind me, I do not see them, but it's also kind of charming for that reason.
Yeah, that 37-inch spare is huge, but it does say Raptor there on the back of the third brake light, which has 3 dots. which is cool because it's super wide.
And then the funny thing is they reversed it, so from my position looking in the rear view, it actually says Raptor the correct way.
Yeah, it's sick.
And there's no real exhaust. They kind of did what Jeep did, and they just kind of shoved it underneath, tucked it away, and that's it.
Yeah, everything about this makes sense, and I'm not mad at a single thing about it.
Yeah, the wheels look nice. We have the side steps. Like, everything about this, they nailed it. We got the vents. We have the Raptor logo on the hood. We have this power dome. I know that's what Jeep calls it. I forget what Ford calls it, but it looks good. And this being a Bronco, all the doors are still removable. We are not going to remove them, but you can apparently store them in the trunk.
Yeah, we got like the Freedom Tops things here, so you can take all that stuff off, and they're like padded in here. It's like it's insulated maybe. That's why it's a little quieter than a normal Bronco.
I think so. And dude, this is just like all over the place in the best way possible. Like, this is so much fun to drive on road, where realistically most people are gonna do that with this truck. They will.
SUV.
They just will, because like we don't really have that many places to go off road, at least in Southern Ontario, and there's so many Raptors around here that my Raptor doesn't fit anywhere, and this being even wider than that, you kind of want the narrower one. Like, you kind of want an Everglades in Southern Ontario instead of a Raptor.
No, you want a Bronco Sport Badlands.
Yes, to go to the mall
in Southern Ontario.
And this 10-speed is really good. It shifts really, really quickly. It kind of gear hunts here and there when you leave it in auto, but I just drive this in manual when I want to be sporty, and then otherwise it's just really good 10-speed if you drive it in normal mode rather than like Baja mode on the streets, or even sport mode. Sport mode is like really aggressive. It'll kind of keep you in like 6th, where you should be in maybe 8th or 9th or 10th. And this has Ford's Haas 4.0, the most intense suspension you can get. It's got Fox shocks. It has the same amount of travel as the F-150 Raptor. So, I mean, this is basically an F-150 kind of chassis underneath, kind of. And one funny thing, because of this soft suspension that I found you can do, you can make it bounce up and down like a Maybach.
Yeah, seeing then your rear view is like ridiculous.
Dude, you just go gas brake because the suspension's so soft and Baja, you just bounce up and down. It looks so stupid. I do not recommend that, but it does look hilarious.
Okay, let me see if it's F-150 inside behind the steering wheel.
I'm gonna put this into park while we're driving, Yuri. I'm not gonna do that.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can nail every gear with the paddles.
Good luck.
I was trying to see if it was going to go or if red line was actually red line. But yeah, this is great. With the paddles, it's very fun.
It shifts quick.
Well, let's put our GOAT mode into, is there an eco in here?
There is. It's called Baja, Yuri.
And we are in normal. So the modes are different than regular Broncos, where a regular Bronco would have the scorched earth kind of stuff. This is like an F-150 new style infotainment switching around.
Yeah, because it's a full digital display, not a half digital. And then being the Raptor, we also have this performance page with your center tack as well.
Yeah, it all looks really cool. I think they did a good job differentiating it. And then our infotainment, we got the big one, and it's cool when you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto hooked up. It doesn't go across the whole screen, so I don't need to reach extra far. It makes it a very usable size. And then there's a new fun thing that I found in this infotainment. It's a new SiriusXM channel that I didn't know about called Utopia 341. It's 90s, 2000s, like club music.
Oh, yeah.
It is such a throwback. It is my new favorite. You know how you like BPM?
Yeah.
This is like that, but a million times better, specifically for me.
Okay, fair enough.
And if you'd like to try that station out, I guarantee you'll love it. Hit up SiriusXM.ca or .com/TheStraightPipes in the description below.
I'm gonna put it in my favorites right now, Yuri.
And the sound system is like pretty sick in this.
It is, yeah. If you had the doors off at the beach or in the bush, it'd be pretty good.
In the sand.
Yeah.
Can you Baja down Wasaga Beach playing Utopia?
Yes, in the desert, which we don't have here.
Okay.
It is wet now.
In wet conditions, I mean too high, and it does just want to skid out, and that's with traction, I think, on?
No, I had it off, unless you turned it back on.
Yeah, it is kind of got.
It is skating.
So you probably in winter could have so much fun in this. Let me put it to 4 auto, and then sport. All right.
There you go.
So it does get a little sketch-magetch.
And in terms of actual driving stuff, like disconnecting sway bars and things, there's actually a button up here that we can do that. We can lock our front rear diffs, and then we can do trail turn assist and stuff like that as well.
And in front of that, we got the 3/4 thing for your GoPros and all that stuff, which is really nice. But I don't see any like USB here. I feel like different versions have had USB there, which would be nice to have.
Perhaps.
Maybe they ran out of chips. And then as for the rest of the interior, we got hard buttons for the climates, we got volume knob, tuning knob, and a couple more hard buttons. We got a camera button, so we do have a full, let me slow down.
It'll let you do it at faster speeds in the right mode. And what about the cup holders?
If it's a small cup, no problem. And how about the visors? 3, 2, 1.
Full pass.
All right.
Great job.
And then other cool things with the infotainment. Our pitch and roll graphic is an old Bronco.
Yes, that is kind of fun.
Inside though, we've got blue everywhere with orange stitching. And even if you don't get this in orange, you still get orange stitching because that's the Raptor color.
Yeah, and then these seats are totally different. They're super comfortable. They're a lot more bolstered. They remind me of the F-150 Raptor seats.
And they are electronically controlled, which is cool.
Yeah, and then we have a ton of rear leg room, rear headroom back there. Take off the roof and you have unlimited headroom.
And then in front of the shifter, we got this Ford Bronco Raptor badge, and it's Raptored out, which I think is really cool with like the 3 lights and the amber, so that's sweet.
Yeah, because Ford Performance made this, because just like they did the F-150 Raptor and the Ford GT and all that fun stuff that they do. And again, speaking of that F-150 that they do, the Raptor, this one on the 37s actually has better approach, breakover, and departure angles, so this would be much better off-roading for like real world scenarios.
Kind of does suck having to say like F-150 Raptor and Bronco
know.
Raptor, but doesn't Australia have like a Ranger Raptor for a while?
Yes, they've had the Ranger Raptor. Apparently we might be getting that too, so that's cool.
Okay, what if you wanted a Bronco Raptor, a normal Bronco, or a Bronco Sport? Where would you get one?
tsp.truecar.com discounted price offers, because they have a lot of Broncos in stock.
Yeah, because these might be hard to get from dealerships. I feel like Ford was like really hurt by the chip shortages. Like these climate gauges with no screens in there. Is that part of the chip shortage?
I would imagine so, because the previous like F-150s that we drove had that. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have heated seats, no cooled in here.
Yeah, that's fine.
And the steering wheel is also really nice. That's been fully Raptorized. You even have the Raptor logo on the red line.
Yeah.
Or sorry, orange.
Remember when you got yours and it was like just covered in like that grimy smoke filter you had to clean off?
It still kind of is. Somehow it just gets grimy.
Everyone check out that video of Jacob buying his dream car Raptor like 4 years ago.
Yes, and I still have it.
Still like it?
Yeah, I love it. It's 380-something thousand kilometers. It just replaced the Fox shocks. Yeah, it's good.
So overall, driving this has been like really fun. It's not as intimidating as I thought, considering how big it was. Like, I feel like the 392 felt more menacing on the road.
Probably just because of the sound.
Maybe that too, but I also feel like I can just drive into like any ditch, over any bump, and like not worry. I feel like I can get out.
Yeah, like the F-150 Raptor already makes you feel like that. This, to me, actually makes it feel more capable. Just sitting here, like I can go through any ditch, any field. I could probably climb up a building. Like this feels amazing.
Maybe not Waterford anything. For that, maybe the Everglades would be better.
But this being on 37s, like you're still higher up. You have a higher ground clearance because of that.
That doesn't necessarily mean waterfording,
It
because
doesn't?
there are parts on the car that don't like the water. So with all of that out of the way, I think it's time we get to the price.
So this being a US vehicle, I'm gonna give Canadian and US dollars. This one starts at 99,995 Canadian dollars.
Canadian.
And this one starts at 68,500 US dollars. And this one is spec'd out to 73,200 US dollars.
Well, this is like a pretty crazy SUV.
It is. 100 grand Canadian. That's pretty nuts.
So then, question of the century, would you take this over a Jeep 392?
I've been thinking about that a lot. I'm not actually sure. I think I would probably end up going with the Bronco Raptor. This is cooler. It's going to be, I think, maybe more limited, and it is an orange Ford with orange ambers and everything. I do really like it.
I think the 392 was way more fun to just like floor it and the sound and all that stuff. But this is probably better to drive. I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
But I think if I had to like have one, this would probably be the one over that, even though it would be like a very close decision.
You know what I would need? The Bronco Raptor R with a V8, and then there would be zero question in my mind.
What if it was a Hellcat Jeep? Damn! Let us know in the comments below. Bronco Raptor R versus Hellcat Wrangler. Which one would you pick?
Damn it, got me. Let us know in the comments.
Got him.
Thanks for watching, and watch our Everglades review, which is coming.